channel. So back here I'm doing my own research on Askari. Could be a potential buy. High risk, high return. Pretty much they got um, licenses to explore land for lithium, and if they find a big amount and continue to find a good amount of lithium in the one spot, they'll probably 10x, most likely. Probably the cheapest lithium play on the market at the moment, with around $17 million market cap. There is probably other small ones, but they're in a good area where all the big projects are. So that's the ticker is AS2. I think the market cap's around 17 million. So anyway, there's like the biggest in the world, Pilgangoora, and they bought the Altura one near it somewhere. They got 300 million tons. Wagina, it's got like over 200 million tons, I think. Huge, $10 billion company, probably $10 billion company, but that mine was closed down. They're going to open it again. Global Lithium right here, $200 million company. They got about 10 million tons inferred, which means they need to drill it out more to have it indicated and then raise the money to build the mine. And then we have AS2, who has just bought the license. Where are we? Submitted application. So they've submitted an application. Doesn't mean they've got it yet. So maybe they say no, you can't do it. I don't know. That's a risk as well. You have to do your research when doing these things, or be prepared to lose your money. So once the project's granted, Askari plans to conduct rock chip. So they drive around on a motorbike or whatever, fly a drone over, find where the best place to drill is, maybe raise more money to drill or spend the cash they have left. I'm not sure if they got $2 million cash or $5 million cash, but they'll probably need to raise again soon. So I'm jumping all over the place here, but just bear with me because I'll get through all the facts. So you come on the website, they've just acquired like 3 different lithium bits of land to drill out. It's not even updated on the website as yet. Bit lazy on their behalf. Just joking, it could be a work in progress right now. Anyway, so I've looked through all these projects, the copper, and they're all just really small. Like, look at this, Askari Metals. Little bit here, little tiny bit here. I mean, it could be good ground, but this is Rio Tinto here. If it was decent, Rio Tinto probably already snapped it up. Well, they're the questions you have to ask, like, if your land was so good, why didn't Rio Tinto snap it up earlier? And how did you get a hold of the land? Questions you want to know. So we'll go back to another example. Hori Copper Project. Look, tiny. Is this company trying to like pull the wool over your eyes to make you buy into it? And this the CEO is buying groceries with the cash somehow. Could be the way. Who knows? So that's why you don't put all your money in one investment. Well, that's why I wouldn't put all my money in investment, because you never know what's going to happen. So once again, another small project, tiny. But then important thing here, this says 1700. The main thing you'd buy this company for, the main thing I'm looking at for, is this Yarrie Lithium project, 1700 square kilometers. So that seems quite big actually. I haven't found a map of this, but rough figures 25 times 25. I think it's like 600 or something, 625. So go back to here. So this is the $200 million company here. That's about 625 square kilometers. So theirs is roughly double the size of that. So it looks like a big land package. Another thing I'll quickly note, I'll probably note this all the time, but these mines start off as tin mines. So looking for tin. So they've already drilled it out, and that's why it only took these guys 4 years to when they started switching to lithium, when lithium became a thing, to get into production. So they're looking for tin, and then the lithium market heated up, so they said, oh, we've already drilled this out, we've got lithium here as well, and they go down that route obviously because it's a growing sector. So I'm not sure what happened with GL1. They've been in it for like 4 years. They only IPO'd last year, but before that they were drilling privately, and when the lithium market heated up, they raised the money. Good time for them, and it's been a real good show. I bought in low thinking maybe they have something, because look, they're in the same sort of rock type as these guys. bought in low, and maybe it's all hype at the moment. They have to keep drilling and finding out. But CATL, the biggest battery company in the world, has bought into them. And if you look into CATL, they also have this company. I think it's called like CTL Lithium Plus or something like that, and they got a lot of their own land around. But CATL, it's like a $300 billion company, has bought into this project here because they obviously want the lithium from it. Um, so let's just take a guess where this thing is. That's the Yarrie station. So maybe their land's around here. I'm not a geologist, but look at all these occurrences, all on the corner of the green. And me being an idiot, the lava flows up through the cracks in the ground and maybe leaves behind lithium. That's just my uneducated opinion. That's probably totally wrong. If you know better than me, comments below. So maybe they got this land here. I think this Archean greenstone is where you want to be. Well, it looks like it from an idiot's perspective. So, yeah, you can buy AS2, who has land around here somewhere, for around $15 million. Or you can buy these guys for $200 million, who got a 10 million ton resource. So less risky, but obviously more upside with the Askari metals. So, see what else I can do here. And also, if you didn't know, like, a lot of the world's lithium is coming from hard rocks at the moment, or the brines in Argentina. So what happens, it's in the hard rocks. I don't know if lava, like volcanoes form, lava comes up through the ground, leaves behind lithium. Anyway, then it rains, and that lithium washed off by the rain into these underground basins of water, and that's in Argentina. So these got like 1% lithium, and then in Argentina, it's got like 500 parts per million, which is like, sorry, the big ones have like maybe 1,000 parts per million, and 10,000 parts per million is 1%. So they've got like tenth of a percent. With the hard rocks, it's harder to get it out, but they've got like 1% there. So it seems like the only way to do it at scale at the moment, or the way people are doing it at scale, is through hard rock, and they're trying to do it with DLE, which is like sucking the water out of the ground, getting out the lithium. But I haven't seen a company be successful as yet doing that, or doing it at scale. Correct me if I'm wrong. There is companies doing it, but it seems hard rock is probably going to be one of the ways to do it. What else can I say? Also, you think like, oh, these other companies in Canada, they got hydroelectricity, they're so green. Well, Pilgangura, they've just built a big solar plant, so it's going to save them a lot of diesel. So there's ways that these guys can reduce the carbon footprint as well by getting solar from the sun, etc. I'm just chucking in random facts here. And here's another thing that Askari Metals bought. Probably a tiny project again, I don't know. Some lithium occurrences here. It's not why I'm looking at them. I'm looking at them for their projects or their land around here. I will update anyone with the video when they map it out or get the application approval, etc. Take in mind this company might take a while to grow, so they're going to have to like drive around the motorbikes, collect the samples, send them to the lab, get all the data together and say, yep, everyone decided we're going to drill here. Then they have to raise money to drill, and they go out and drill it, and then they send that to the lab, and then they say, oh, we got this much here, but is it really there? We need to drill it a few more times to make sure, etc., etc. And that's 3 years passes, and you might be nowhere or you might be going well. But even before that 3 years, if they're finding stuff beforehand, the share price is sure to rise. It's everyone's. So the end stone is they build the mine and they make the money, but in between it's just like, how much do you bet they're going to build the mine and find enough lithium? It's my opinion anyway. And also one thing I do with shares is always get lots of opinions before you buy anything, and always do research. I make these videos because it teaches me about these companies and reinforces stuff in my mind. So I always make videos about the companies before I buy them. So, let's see what else I can say. If you go on Hot Copper, there's people giving their comments about AS2 as well. So if I didn't already say, this company, it could be like a, say they just find a freaky amount of lithium, they can go like 100x. If they find like what Pilgrim has, it's 100x mine. It might take a little bit of time, who knows, they get really lucky, but you have to be in it to win it, and $15 million is probably not going to get much lower than that. It could drop a bit, it could drop in half, who knows, but that's the risk you take with investing. And if you don't like that sort of risk, go invest in Woolworths and you get 2% a year. And yeah, 3% a year from Woolworths. So just do that and you can get sweet all money. You might as well not put in there. In my opinion, I used to be one of those people who bought dividends, but now I try and focus on a company that's small and grow into a big company. And I researched them many times over, so it's like, yep, I like the risk to reward, and then it happens. And if the risk reward goes against you, like Novonix, this is an example, you can sell out. So I bought around $1 because they said they're going to make $500 million a year when they sell this graphite, and they were going to do it because they tested the batteries, or made the equipment that tested the batteries for like Panasonic. So it's like they know what they're doing with batteries. They're going to make this stuff. $500 million a year, and they were selling the whole company for $500 million. So I bought in, doubled, and then I just held them. Even at $5, I was like, oh yeah, they're still pretty much worth it. They just went crazy. It actually got to $12 or something up here, and I didn't even think to sell out, but then it dropped so much, and I freaked out and sold out because I knew $12 was like this a ridiculous amount, even because they hadn't even made, to make the $500 million, they had to get to 150,000 tons of graphite per annum, but they're only at 2,000 tons. So they had to make like 75 times more than they were at the moment. But they were already priced as if they'd done like a good amount. Can't remember, it's probably like 5 billion. And they're already priced as if they'd done it. So I sold out, and so far it's been good to me. Although they've got other things they can focus on and they could go higher. But the risk to reward went against me, so yes, that's what I'll say. Yeah, so like and subscribe, any company you see. Another thing I'll mention is CapEx debt. So, the good thing about these lithium companies is if these guys find enough lithium through drilling, they spend $100 million on a mine or thereabouts. These are just real raw figures. And then they can produce $50 to $100 million a year, given the lithium price stays good, which it should do with all the demand. And they got a great deposit. Unlike if you have this copper company, so they might pay their mine back in 1 or 2 years, and people think the lithium price is going to double again, and so they could build the thing, pay it off in 1 year, and yeah, it's just low capex, so they don't have to raise heaps of money. Whereas you buy some company that have to raise $1 billion, it's going to really dilute your share. So that's why I like these small companies who don't have to spend much capital to get going, and then they can expand with that profit, etc. So capex is a real killer of your business, in my opinion. So what more can I say? That could be it. And just make sure you always look at the cash. And if you're checking market cap, always go to the ASX website. Don't trust Google because it's not right all the time. So long video there. Probably boring. Probably everyone's left. But that's just the way it is. These are the one take videos I make, because who has time for editing these days? So give us your thoughts on Askari metals below. I'd like to hear anything negative about the company. If you give anything negative about the company, I might go say some negative things now. They've got no lithium there. It's a small project. They're going to have to find it. They're going to have to raise money again. But saying that, there's not much bad about them. They have these things. They're sort of like lottery tickets that if they find it good, you're going to make a lot of money. If they don't, you'll probably hover around. They'll raise cash, dilute your share, etc., etc. So really be prepared to lose money on this. But I think you're really buying near the bottom. Obviously not the very bottom, but it's gone up a bit. This could come down. But as far as finding lithium, or look like they're going to find lithium, the share price is probably going to go a lot higher. So that's wrong. Here, 10 million, it's about 15 million. So that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next video. Any good companies below, let me know. Tell me why they're good, and if they are good and they look good, I'm going to look into them myself and make a video on them. And that's it from me. Back to you in the newsroom.